Taylor Swift was 20 years old when she wrote and released her fifth studio album, 1989. Is an incredibly impressive album that achieved incredible success by blending classic melody with modern production. Swift had been writing music since she was 12 years old, filling notebooks with song ideas that eventually turned into her fan-favorite Love Stories single. Through her teenage years, Swift developed her songwriter craft and released her self-titled debut album at 16 years old. Through her label and collaboration with producer Nathan Chapman, Swift created her second album Fearless, which went on to become the top-selling album of 2009. During her early to mid-20s, Swift began work on her fifth album and soon began toning her signature sound. Bearing the influence of pop, R&B, and indie pop, Swift finished writing the 1989 album at the age of 20. Celebrated the style, sound, and era of the 80s, returned to the mainstream pop culture and launched Taylor Swift into superstardom. Despite 1989's success, Taylor Swift was only 20 when she wrote the songs that defined her career to date. Swift had already written songs for each of her previous 4 albums and had had several #1 singles over the years, all before turning 20. With a debut at the #1 spot of the Billboard 200, the 1989 album became Taylor Swift's biggest success to date. Swift was praised for her improved songwriter, ambition, and maturity in 1989, defying genre conventions and opening the door for female artists to rise in the music industry. Taylor has written and released over 100 different singles and earned numerous accolades by the age of 20, including 10 Grammy Awards, 2 Emmys, and 1 Golden Globe, among many others. Was an outstanding milestone in Taylor Swift's young career, written when she was only 20 years old and continuing to inspire millions on its 10th anniversary. Critics and fans alike were taken by surprise by the leap Taylor had taken from her previous albums to 1989, which showcased her more mature songwriter and production skills. Reflecting on the experience of writing 1989, Swift shares that she was very excited and scared and muses, "Having such a big record at 20 is amazing." Swift was inspired to challenge herself from her teenage years and take her love of music to the next level, while exploring ways to perfect her songwriter. She worked closely with producer Max Martin in crafting the sonic textures of the album and infusing it with its pop-centric production. Although Swift had been writing songs since she was 12, 1989 was a coming of age for the young songwriter, forging her path towards the star she is today. As Swift explained on an appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman, she was inspired by how music sounded in the 80s and utilized those elements to compose the album. Swift was immensely proud of the final product, even at only 20 years of age, and admits that she was intimidated by the incredibly high standards she had set for herself. Was listed among the best albums of the decade by numerous publications and won multiple awards, including Album of Year and Best Pop Vocal Album at the 58th Annual Grammy Awards. Despite turning 20 in 1989, Taylor Swift was still learning and developing her musical talents, leading her to make her self-described leap on the album to brand new sonic structure and production. Her immature age presented a challenge for her, causing her to push herself beyond her past works in order to produce something that she was proud of. The lyrics for 1989 differ vastly from her past works, with a newfound maturity and level of sophistication in the way they are formed and shaped together.